Hello, it is Thursday, December 16th, 2021. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to my New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Thursday puzzle today, which means it's the first slightly tricky puzzle of the week. And actually, I just noticed just now, so I haven't. This looks like an abnormal grid size. Is that true? It looks like it's slightly rectangular rather than perfectly square. Well, I guess all squares are rectangular, but a slightly elongated rectangle. 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 15 by 4. Yeah, it looks like it's 15 by 14. I wonder what that means. I wonder if that has any significance to the theme. We'll just have to find out. Sorry for that little digression there. I just happened to notice that as I was speaking the date and everything. Anyway, sorry about that. We're going to solve this crossword today, and maybe we'll find out what's going on with that. But But before we do, I would like to thank Calixto Navarro, Victoria Rojishka, and as always, the inestimable Hood Monster for supporting this series as benefactors in the Patreon campaign. And you can join their ranks at patreon.com/dailysolve, where you can also find a wealth of bonus videos, including the one I put up just a couple days ago, which was 5 puzzles all constructed by members of the Daily Solve community in the Daily Solve Discord chat server, the Constructors Corner channel in there. And those were incredibly fun. I really hope people continue constructing puzzles in that channel so that I can solve more of them, because I thought that was extremely enjoyable, and I really thought the puzzles were quite varied and entertaining as well. So I hope you did if you watched that. Anyway, thank you to everybody who has backed the Patreon campaign. I very much appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. And another thing I appreciate is when people leave useful comments that explain to me what I didn't know. And people did that yesterday in a couple of cases. One of whom was Kathy Swope, who explained that Adela Rogers St. John's was much more than a crossword answer. Christened the world's greatest girl reporter by William Randolph Hearst in the early 1900s, she also wrote screenplays, celebrity interviews, and books, in addition to a long career with newspapers and teaching at UCLA. In 1970, she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And to the point that I just made about looking forward to these comments, Gemini Mish replied and said, "Kathy, I look forward to your enlightening comments almost as much as I do the solve." I think we can probably all agree with that. All right. And then the only other bit of explanation, I think, is from Cookie Shop, who explains that the shortest month of the year, which baffled me, and I left it unremarked upon. I completely forgot to go back and figure it out once I'd completed it with crosses. But May is the shortest month of the year, looking at the amount of letters each month is made up from. I would have expected a question mark indicator, though, says Cookie Shop. So shortest month of the year, I kept thinking, well, it can't be February because there's no abbreviation indicator and it didn't fit in the crosses anyway. So it's May, because May has the fewest letters of any month. And then there was a bit of disagreement from Ben Ward and Mr. Andy Puppy, who both thought that it probably didn't need a question mark because it was technically true. So fair enough. And then finally, Kathleen Quinn simply said, "I received my delightful The Daily Solve mug. How fun." I agree, it is fun. You can get one of these on the Kickstarter. Or sorry, not the Kickstarter. The Patreon campaign as well. And it says, "Let's check the crosses and The Daily Solve." It is fun. I agree, Kathleen. Okay, let's move on to the Thursday puzzle. This is a slightly abnormally shaped crossword by Trenton Charlson, edited, as always, by Will Shorts. And it is a Thursday puzzle, so we'll have some kind of theme. And as a Thursday puzzle, it might have a slightly more ambitious theme than puzzles sometimes do. And I just noticed another thing. I didn't even notice this before. There are some shaded cells in the center of the grid. So all kinds of abnormalities. We'll just have to see what happens. Corresponds. Well, corresponds could be matches or accords, something like that corresponds to, but it could also be corresponds writes, as in a letter, that sort of thing. You're corresponding with someone, you're writing with them. You wouldn't really say it that way, I suppose. Anyway, Sesame Street Muppet with magical powers. I don't know. Who has magical powers? Does Elmo have magical powers? That's 4 letters. Does that work? I don't know. Call of support could be I. Is it a positive vote or response? Very much could be a lot, possibly. Blank Ben Adam Lee Hunt poem, I don't know. Hot temper could be ire, and transgress could be err, to make a mistake, to sin. Liberal Arts College in Portland, Oregon. Oh. Reed? I think Steve Jobs might have gone to Reed. Pensée. I wonder if this is idée. Pensée is sort of thinking in French, and idée would be an idea in French. I wonder if that's what's going on there. Flummox, to baffle, to confuse. Oh, and look at that, 17, also flummox. That could be baffle, since I just said it, but blank wolf, oh, it could be she-wolf. And French connections, maybe not. Maybe not baffle. French connections could be A's, E-T-S, A-E-T meaning and in French, a thing that connects something. It's possible. Oh, wow, a lot of French going on today. 3-vowel French word that sounds like a 4th vowel. Could be O for water, E-A-U, which sounds like the vowel O. What is this? Corresponds. Oh. Kind of want that to end with S, and then would make she-wolf plausible. So something often held underwater is breath. Okay, maybe it is ETS. Flummox. Oh, flummox no. I was going to say confused, but that doesn't fit. Could be a rebus, but I think unlikely because the theme seems like it's going to center around that central shaded square. All right, Sesame Street Muppet with magical powers. Okay, I'm going to go way out on a limb here. I'm wondering if there's a Muppet named Abra. I'm only saying that because in 4 letters with a B, it does put me in the mind of the, I don't know, traditional incantation abracadabra. Is there any way that could happen to be right? Corresponds. Agrees. These two, yeah. This answer might correspond with this clue. Flummox. No, I don't think it's Abra. Maybe it's Abby or Abba or something, because this flummox could be bemuse. Abba, call of support, could be I, in fact. Well, hug or kiss, maybe. Oh, no. Greet. You could greet somebody by hugging or kissing them. And a call of support. Oh, I suppose it could simply be yes, or yay, or yeah. Took a second. Oh, took a second spouse, remarried. And then South American arboreal snake. I'm not sure offhand, but it looks like this area actually has come together finally, after quite a lot of puzzling. Depictions of lands ups and downs. Relief maps? Yeah, you could have a relief map that shows the topography. And a start of a count-off. Name that drops jaw. Oh, I see. Sorry, I see what this is doing. This is a nickname. So you could have Eli, short for Elijah. And so Elijah drops the jaw, becomes Eli. I see. Dumbbell curls, build them, for short. It could be your bis, your biceps. Your bicepses, actually, as we know from a recent bit of investigation into that, inspired by the crossword. Oh, tree. South American arboreal snake. Tree something. And a start of a count-off. Oh, it could be eeny as in eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And mind, obey. Yeah. Mind your master, obey your master, for instance. Rabble, figure on a fiver. Abe, Abraham Lincoln. Rabble could be the mob, a mob of people, rabble. And a resting place is a bed. That's quite straightforward. And the focal points of a debate. Main. Would have thought main ideas, but actually that wouldn't be enough letters anyway. Main issues. There we go, of course. And here we have runs out of water. It could be goes dry. So I wonder what's going on here in this shaded cell. Shaded region of cells, I should say. Brambles with edible purple fruit. Not sure. Sound from a crib. Mewling, perhaps? You describe a baby as mewling. I think that more of a kitten thing, but maybe. Brambles with edible fruit. Could be do something. In a real mess. Could that be snafu'd? Could you turn snafu, the noun, into an adjective like that? We're completely snafu'd. As mentioned a few times in the past, snafu derives from American military slang for situation normal, all fouled up, or something stronger than fouled. Grazer with a bushy, maybe it is, a new grazer with a bushy beard. And Shakespeare, notably, a sonneteer. Sonneteer. That's a fun phrase. I don't know that I've encountered sonneteer very often as a phrase to describe somebody who pens sonnets. More likely in the crossword to encounter an odist, someone who pens odes. Dancing with the Stars Judge Goodman, no idea. Comes clean. Owns up to one's crimes. Certain marketing gimmicks. Not sure. Former Fords. I think there was a Ford Limited, LTD, Ford Limiteds, I guess, or former Fords. Slightly obscure, I suppose, at this point. Joined forces with could be sided with, took sides. And laser tag equipment. Guns, I guess. Laser guns. Monthly utility statement could be the gas bill. Okay, so this looks like it's filled out. What is this? Suze is a word. That's the only word I see. And mule. That's the only words I see. That might be probably complete coincidence. I don't know what this is. I'm sorry. We'll have to wait until we hopefully find a revealer that explains it. All right. Oh, boy. Judge Goodman, no idea. Certain marketing gimmicks. Oh, tie-ins. In marketing, you could have tie-ins. Flummox, I see bewilder. So we had bewildering and bemusing. Bewilderment and bemusement. All right. Len Goodman, maybe? Very much, a lot. And then Abu Ben Adem, Lee Hunt poem. I hope that's correct. Okay. Brambles with edible purple fruit. I don't know. Uncompromising sorts could be hard liners. And a Photolab request could be an enlargement, something that you don't see Photolab so often anymore, but I guess they do still exist. Singer Lana Del Rey, I've heard of her, even if I couldn't tell you any of her songs. And the setting for Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. What is this? And what is this? Winter exclamation. Could be burr, maybe? Is this wrong? Something seems off here. Hello, brambles. Oh, dewberries. That looks right. An offensive line. So this looks like a sports reference, but I suspect it's not. I suspect it's going to be something you say that's offensive. A barb, maybe? Unrefined material could be ore, if it's in a mining context. And dangerous pellets, yeah, it could be BBs fired from a BB gun. And to seriously shortchange someone metaphorically is to rob them. I was robbed by that, I don't know, car salesman or whatever. Giving a boost could be raising up. So indeed, the offensive line is a barb. And what is this? Weekly 90-minute TV show. Oh, must be SNL. I didn't know it was 90 minutes. I would have assumed it was an hour. An old dagger, I think, is a SNE, archaic term, dagger. And room, word with room or system. I bet it ends in ing, so I can at least put that in and look down. A variety could be an ilk, a kind of something, a sort of something. All right, and a drink sometimes served in a masu cup. Must be sake. I actually don't know that vocabulary, masu cup. probably used one, but I didn't know it was called as such. Anyway, sake, rice wine. Surfer wannabes. I don't know. And a subordinate in the prosecutor's office. Well, if it was a subordinate, could be an assistant DA, assistant district attorney, prosecutor, title in the United States. Oh, and here we have another. Oh, is there another Flummox? Oh, no. Sorry. Is there another Flummox here? Oh, it is another Flummox, and it's also the revealer. So the reason I thought that is because we had Flummox in these two positions here, and I misremembered, and I thought they were in the same row, but they're not. Anyway, we had these two up here, and then I saw another Flummox here, so I figured maybe there's a fourth one mirrored in the symmetrical position to this 17 across. And there is, but it's also the revealer. So let's see what this says. Flummox, or a classic word game represented by the central grid of shaded squares, in which 15, 17, and 55 across can be found. Oh, I see what's going on here. Very clever. So this must be boggle, to really flummox someone, to boggle them. I think what this means is that the letters that comprise bewilder, bemuse, boggle, and well, whatever this flummox is, can be found inside here. And there are 16 letters in this shaded region, and there are certainly, oh no, it doesn't include 52. I was going to say there are more letters in the four flummoxes than there are in the center, but actually it says only 15, 17, and 55 are found in the center. So how many letters is that? 8 plus 6 is 14. No, it's still too many. So I suppose what that means is all of the letters that are used to spell bemuse, bewilder, and this other one can be found in the center region. That must be true. Very clever. Boy, that would have been tough would have been almost impossible probably, at least for me to see without the revealer. And to remind you, or if you're new to the series or the crossword, the revealer is the answer that, at least according to the law coined by Daily Solve viewer Lyle's Law, can typically be found towards the bottom of the grid, over towards the eastern wall of the grid in the across clues, and it ties together the whole theme. It explains what's going on with the theme, in this case with these highlighted words and this shaded region in the center of the grid. And it explains that for us. And so we've made our own version of Boggle. I don't know that I've played Boggle, so I don't know. Maybe there's a kind of central repository of randomly selected letters, like Scrabble tiles, and you have to draw them. I'm actually not sure, but I can imagine that this is a representation of some kind of word game with mixed up letters. Okay, so let's see. Let's get back to the puzzle itself. All right, a small bouquet. Is that a posy? Surfer wannabes. Its flag has vertical stripes of red, white, red. Is that Peru? This is casts off. Could be sheds. Word with room or system. Oh, operating. I was sort of trying to make it start with a B, because we had bemuse, bewilder, boggle. Oh no, sorry, that's not maybe this one still does. Oh, I bet it does. I bet it's befuddle. Sorry, I was thinking of, I don't know what. That was a strange mental lapse there. Hodads, surfer wannabes, hodads. I do not know that. I hope that's right. We'll have to check the crosses on sheds. Weight could be heft, and glasses informally could be specs. The informally, I think, gives us license to use that X in there, that slangy X. And a number after a number, abbreviated, because NO abbreviates numbers. So the answer 2 will be abbreviated, could be extension, a phone extension after the regular phone number. And an award turned down by Alan Rickman. Oh, I didn't know this. OBE, the Order of the British Empire. An honor given every year to people who have seemed to have contributed to the United Kingdom, or the Commonwealth, I guess. Okay, pre-AD could be BCE, before Common Era. And piece of equipment for certain Summer Olympics. An oar, maybe? I guess rowing must be in the Summer Olympics. And Atlanta School, well, Atlanta, Georgia, could be Georgia State University, maybe, GSU? Not sure. Let's check the crosses. Nonchalant, yeah, nonchalant is casual. And hits the roof is erupts. So indeed, GSU. And even if we didn't know GSU, we probably could have assumed there would be a U in the school abbreviation. Okay, Cowboys Group and collectible cartoon frames. Oh, cells of animation. And Cowboys Group, NFC conference, some sort of national something conference. I'm not sure. Football conference maybe. Key just above G, A flat. There we go. All right. So I was just Oh, look at this. Wow. Oh, it's spelling out the words. There's bemuse. Wow, they really went above and beyond today. And there's befuddle. And there's bewilder. Interesting. So do you have to spell them in this sort of contiguous way? It looks like. Yeah, wow. So this is actually quite an impressive construction. It looks like the words have to be spelled in a contiguous line. You can't just pick the letters from anywhere in the grid. Wow. I wonder how they constructed. I wonder how Trent and Charleston created this. What an interesting construction. I don't think I've seen this before, and certainly not with this incredibly detailed animation. Wow, impressive. Anyway, completely blanked on setting for Shakespeare's Twelfth Night, Illyria. Had to get that completely with crosses. And I think there were a couple other tough areas for me. Now I forget where they were. Oh. Yeah, I think up here was a little tricky for whatever reason. It was interesting how much French there was. We had idée answering the clue pensée, and then O, the three-vowel French word that sounds like a fourth vowel, and French connections, A's. So actually, all in the top row of down answers. O, A's, and idée. Let me know how you fared with that. I mean, it's fairly basic French, but it still requires that you actually know French, or no beginner to intermediate level French, which is about my standard, I would say. This is so funny, this little thing that they've created. But yes, I would say not a brutally difficult Thursday puzzle. Fairly, I think, approachable for a Thursday, and the theme didn't require figuring out a mechanic. It didn't require putting a rebus into the puzzle, a multi-letter cell, or sort of curving a word around a corner or anything like that. It was, I think, a fairly ambitious theme, more ambitious than we'd probably see on a Monday to Wednesday puzzle, but it didn't require the solver to do anything completely outside of the realms of ordinary crossword solving. So let me know how you fared with this one. I'm impressed, and also I'm glad that that we did indeed maintain the alliteration of bemuse, bewilder, befuddle, and boggle. Well done. And I guess they all start from the same B in this region here. Yeah. Okay, well that was that. That was the Thursday puzzle by Trent and Charleston. Very much enjoyed that. Enjoyed this wacky animation that was built into it at the end. Taken by surprise, certainly. And I hope you enjoyed the puzzle and the video. If you did, please do subscribe to the channel so you'll see these videos as they go up each day. And if you know someone who might like it, do pass it on. All we've really got here to spread the word is word of mouth. So if you could do that, I would be hugely appreciated. And if you'd like to chat and hang out with other members of the Daily Solve community, you can do that by joining the Daily Serve Discord chat server, a link to which is present in the description field underneath each video. And you can get an extra channel in that Discord chat server by joining the Daily Solve Patreon campaign at any level. And along with that, you'll get all of those bonus solve videos. And of course, if you join at the benefactor level, you'll get the mug and the recognition at the beginning of these videos. And finally, you can follow me on Twitter at The Daily Solve for daily posts about this series. And I think that's about it. So I hope you will be back tomorrow for the Friday puzzle. Probably a less ambitious theme, probably no theme at all, in fact. So we're not going to find any delightful animation when we complete the puzzle tomorrow, but it should be a good, solid, enjoyable, themeless. So do come back for that. I hope you will. And until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Thursday. Take care.